Good evening, it's Colin with Ghost Train Comics. Here to do a review on volumes 1 to 3 of The Silver Coin. As someone who grew up loving horror and sci-fi shock twist stories, this series was written pretty much just for me. The Silver Coin's concept of a cursed coin connecting a series of events and characters across different time periods with an underlying sense of twisted ironic justice is as broad as it is fun. Equal parts EC comics as it is Twilight Zone, dipping into Black Mirror and Warren horror magazines in the 1970s, with 2000 AD future shocks thrown in for good measure. It's nice to see this type of storytelling pop up with such a sharp crew of contemporary storytellers. The brainchild of Michael Walsh, with input from a wide range of other folks such as Chip Zdarsky, Kelly Thompson, Jeff Lemire. Walsh's art does tie the whole project together with shifts and dynamic mutations to match the energy and tone of the different stories. Look at the vibrant colors and like Daniel Warren Johnson style energy or vibe suiting the rock music theme and Chip Zdarsky's The Ticket, while the laughter and sound effects of Girls of Summer show Walsh's versatility, bringing Kelly Thompson's script to life, and how integral he makes every part of the art. Each of these writers is relaxed and having fun here. Flexing in their own ways, you can see that the short, sharp concept story is something fresh and challenging in this format. Chip Zdarsky starts off volume 1 with the scorching hot and fast-moving Deadly Sins type of music based The Ticket, which is super engaging and nicely fast-paced. Kelly Thompson's Girls of Summer is another standout, with her getting down in the depths of summer camp Mean Girls with the story that goes off the rails super fast. With a quick pit stop in the story at the Salem trials. Difficult to pick out an individual favorite from such an interesting and eclectic bunch of stories between the 15 issues that make up the 3 volumes that I'm looking at today. Josh Williamson's high score is hard to beat for deliciously modern and finely tuned video game horror, moving at a breakneck pace with superb art support, bringing the video game themes to vivid life. Ram V rises to the challenge of such high standards with Sampanko, a stunning, flashy story of modern Vegas greed being used to contrast the Aztec culture's rise and fall. Again, this is a joy to read, as Ram's obvious enjoyment and ability to dangle every morsel of amplified, knowing EC-style horror plot winking at the camera emerges. Vita Ayala's The Dancer is another self-contained epic with a whole world of backstory as a corrupt cop's already crooked path is smashed beyond all recognition when he comes across the titular coin. Walsh starts to make more explicit ties across the different stories with the second Covenant story in volume 2, which adds a nice extra layer for the overall arc. Volume 3 has some increasingly bizarre stories, with Johnny Christmas pregnancy horror piece Threshold standing out as edgy, character-driven, compulsive reading. We then dip back into early Twilight Zone or EC/Warren territory with the full-on obsessive horror of James Tynion IV's The Diner. Stephanie Phillips takes a driven World War II till dawn. And it's a joy to read and look at, given Michael Walsh's gorgeous accompanying snowy, desolate Italian Alps setting. Poinsett-Pichet shows COVID-based structurally dense story. The Bad Year is fun, and again, a body dysmorphic kind of reflection of the societal paranoia of that era. Now that we're a few years out, we can start to look at it a little bit more objectively, but we can start to see it from a slight separation, in that we can now see how different it was to kind of post-COVID society now. The loose ties between the stories are fun, but not too heavy. And the more loose threads joining them together makes perfect sense as throwaway extra, as enjoyable vignette slices of shock horror across different time periods. Walsh teased in June that he has all 5 scripts for Volume 4 lined up, as well as 2 issues which he has the arc completed for. So we have more goodness to look forward to, even though it's been 2 years since issue 15 came out. So definitely looking forward to that one. But guys, it's Colin with Ghost Train Comics. Would love to get your thoughts, your feedback. What was your favorite story? Have you read them? Were you aware of the silver coin? And let me know in the comments your feedback, and as always, subscribe to keep up, and if you could drop me a like, that would be greatly appreciated. Thanks all. Bye bye.